Cool, we're live. That's Rinky Dink. Well, it's gonna be fine here in a few minutes. Mm. Hey guys. How y'all doing? I'm doing all right. Got knife blank and piece of leaf spring in the fire right now. Working on trying to make a couple of knives. Well, thank you. Well, thank you. that worked. Hey, how's it going? Dadgummit. Of course, if all the times for it to fall, it had to have been while I was live streaming. Right now I'm working on 2 knives, so it's probably going to be like a Bowie and a blacksmith's knife. I'm in South Carolina. So it'd be a bit far to do a collab. South Carolina's a little bit far. Almost looks like a pretty good full thing right now. Let me show y'all. I mean, that almost looks like a pretty good full tang knife right now. I'm, I think it's like an 8-hour drive to where Ian's at. He's somewhere in Pennsylvania, and then I'm in South Carolina, so we're kind of close. I think it's like 8 hours. Random question for you, M.N. Smith. What forge do you use? So I've been seeing your Damascus projects, and I've been wondering what forge you use. Yeah, I saw that earlier. Hey, what's up? 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. Hey, Will.
If you want to.
In case anyone was wondering, that was my brother.
How many viewers are we at? Can I see that? What's this? This is... No. That is... How do I turn that off? There we go. What is this? This is... Didn't want that. Don't want that on. Where's... oh well.
I was trying to find there's a button I was trying to find, see if I could do something. I'm not getting along well with gravity today. So for anyone wondering, what I'm doing is I had an old knife I started back in January, December, somewhere back then. And so it's a knife I wasn't really happy with it. So I isolated some material off. I'm drawing this out into a tang. I'm drawing this out into a blade, and it'll be a blacksmith's knife. Sorry, it'll be a blacksmith's knife. And so the metal will pinch and then come out and then wrap down and around to make the handle out of all one piece of metal. Meanwhile, this one is probably just gonna be like a traditional Bowie. Or drop point knife. So there will be a wood handle on this one. That is, unless I decide to turn it into something other than a Bowie or a drop point hunter. Which might happen. I happen to change my mind halfway through projects. This is gonna sound really random to y'all, and kind of off topic being that we're making knives. But y'all wouldn't happen to have any good Chuck Norris jokes, would you? And I mean like good ones. I should say Chuck Norris facts because we all know that it's no such thing as a Chuck Norris joke, just Chuck Norris facts.
Firefly.
To all the new people in the stream, hi, how y'all doing? Currently I'm working on, it just totally blew apart. I'm currently working on like a small hunting knife, along with what else am I going? I'm working on a blacksmith's knife and a small like hunting knife, bowie knife idea. At least that's the plan. It might turn into something else, but so at this exact moment, I'm going to need to make a new wedge for my hammer. So, little blacksmithing 101 is about to happen. So I am now warming up a piece of 1/4-inch round bar. I might have to move to a bigger piece, like 3/8. But the plan is to do just a little short taper and make a little wedge on it. So I just got this up to a nice bright heat. Actually, this is almost a welding heat. But I'm going to hold it up at an angle, keep my hammer at an angle, and push it in on itself. It's causing it to taper. And then go on the diagonal, or the other side. I'm just going to work it in. Just rotating it and forging a little chisel point. I'm going to take a hot cut hardy. It's just a chisel, basically, on a square end. Drops into the hardy hole. And then I'm going to just hot cut this off. I'm going to cut it right there. I'm not going to cut it right there, I'm going to cut it right there. I'm not going to hit the darn thing. Break it off. Just like that. Pull off the bar. And then pull off the wedge. Also, a very important step is dropping the wedge into the slack tub, water bucket, and then digging around until you find it. There we are. That's the absolute most important step in making one of these. See if I can get this to go in. Huh, it's not going to go in, so we're going to do a little bit of cold forging to make it pointy enough that it'll go in. We're gonna see if it'll work now. Okay, I'm gonna run into the other shop and grind a point on this. I'll be back in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. See if I can get it to go in. Okay, we're actually just gonna roll with it how it is, because I can't keep dealing with this. Hey, what's up, Eli? We're working on a couple of knives right now, and hoping that my hammer doesn't fall off the handle. Got it's either gonna be a Bowie knife, like a Bowie Hunter idea, or it's gonna be this camera is very, very far off. Can you also see the anvil? It's maybe better, maybe worse. Anyway, I'm working on blacksmith knife, and then it's gonna be either going to be a Bowie knife or a kitchen knife. I can't quite make up my mind. And it's not super gloomy. It's kind of, it's mostly overcast, but it's just dark. Almost 9 o'clock over here. Let's see if this will help. There we are. Is that better? Well, thank you, Eli. Got, see how long this is. We're looking at about 6 inches worth right now. So I've got another 3 to 4 inches to draw out. It's got a little like 3-inch blade here. And then the Bowie kitchen knife. We've got our tang isolated, and then we're starting to pull out our heel and our shoulder. It's more like this. Then we've got our preform going. Do y'all have any suggestions as to, or ideas for shorts or videos or live streams that y'all would want to see? Any projects y'all would want to see me make? I like that idea. The really hard part is seeing if I can catch 3 fish. Oh, our ball fell earlier. Let's hear. I've been working on this knife for almost an hour. I've been working on it for like 45-ish minutes. I did start with it kind of worked on already. I had an old knife I had started making a while ago. Probably about, whew, this toasty thing. I'd start working on it probably in December or January. And it's just sat around with nothing. It's just a leaf spring, but it had a bit of that knife shape roped in. But I think how long it would take to do a blacksmith knife would depend on the stock you're starting with. So like, here, let's just get this back to the fire. If I'm starting with, this here, it's not going to take as long as if I'm starting with this here. And if I'm starting with it already cut out like this is a piece of leaf spring. On a bushcraft fishing knife. Oh, that's nice. That sounds awesome. How are you gonna make it a fishing knife? Like, are you gonna incorporate like a gut hook into it, or serrated edges, or what? Or just have like a real skinny, rust-resistant knife? Like, how are you doing that? Stock removal? Well, that's cool. That's actually really cool. I've never been fond of stock removal. Except for the first knife I made for my dad out of an old file. Here, nice pair of good game that. Oh, that's actually really smart. So are you tempering it with a torch or in the oven? Okay. So how are you doing the differential temper then? How are you gonna keep, like, how are you gonna keep, how are you keeping this part cooler than this part if you're using an oven? I'm just wondering. It sounds really cool. I might have to try it. I just don't know how to do it. Okay. It depends on what I'm using the knife for and how thick it is. I like, a general, I use about 5160 or 5200. Because I get, here, where is it? I got this big old bearing race I want to do something with. She's got like 2 of them. And this is 15 and 20, or not 15, 5200 bearing races. And I've been thinking about doing like some kitchen knives. I've thought about doing like a general, like tackle box, outdoorsy kind of knife. I've been trying to figure out what would be the best temper to do. I've also just got dozens, well, not quite dozens, probably about half a dozen leaf springs. Now I've just tempered them on like 400 for an hour, or until they're like, I do it like cooking, 400 for an hour or until golden brown. But that doesn't really give me that bendy. That'll work. If you figure out how to get that temper though, be 15 and 20, not a fillet knife, because fillet knives are really good because they've got that nice bend to them. You push pressure and they bend. Push pressure, that's how you do it. But they've got that nice bendiness to them, so they make great for filleting fish. But for like an outdoorsy knife or an EDC, it can be too annoying. If you can figure out a good mix between stiff and flexible, and figure out how to do that repeatedly, you can make and sell those. I know several people who would pay really good money for one. I even know people who would pay good money to know how to make one. Hi back, I'm Joseph. So since you probably weren't here, I'll say it again. If you can figure out how to get a nice bendy temper, Be phenomenal. Probably. I do know though, depending on the situation, unless you have something already there. But like if it's a knife, you made the guy and then gave it to him and then something happened and you feel kind of bad about replacing it. A knife that's really hard to break, or a knife handle that's really hard to get messed up, is a blacksmith's knife. Saw one solid chunk of steel. And as long as you only harden up to like here, you can't really see that well. If you only harden like this plunge area, so everything this way, all the blade is hard, the handle's soft, and so it's really, really hard to break. Especially if you make it out of a tough alloy anyway. There's some like 15 or 15 and 20, 5160, 1080, 5200. So the catch with railroad spikes is that they're usually, even the high carbon ones, they're still like a 1020 steel, which is absolute garbage. Absolute garbage for knives the majority of the time. Here. This is just 1016 or 1018 mild steel. It's absolute garbage for a knife because it's mild steel. 1020 is usually right, it's only 0.04 or 004% carbon more, opposed to, come on, where is it? Opposed to this is a file. This is 1095, which is 0.195% or 0.95%, something like that. It makes a really good knife. Makes a nice bottle opener or something. Yes, they do make very good bottle openers. I've been meaning to make one out of a railroad spike, especially since now that I can make bottle openers. I haven't made a video about them, but I've been making quite a few bottle openers lately. My mom can attest to that. We now have a lot of bottle openers in our drawer and in our kitchen. Or whatever the heck the word is. So I might even have a railroad spike I can make a bottle opener out of. Put a nice curve on this. I mean, I could sell it for $5. It'd probably be closer to 50, honestly. Hand forged, 5160 blacksmith knife. One of a kind. You gotta use fancy words like that. Hand forged, one of a kind, named the alloy. Act all fancy. Plus you add in hand forged. Especially considering that this is truly hand forged. If I curled like a ball opener. If I curled the knife I'm working on, or if I curled a ball opener. All the ball openers I've been making are drifted rings. Yeah. That's a very accurate statement. This is probably a bit too short to make a bread knife, ain't it? Yeah, probably a bit too short for a bread knife. Agreed. Well, it's not Damascus, so you wouldn't want it anyway. I mean, you wanted a Damascus bread knife, didn't you? So my dad has a bench grinder that we share. And then I have a 1x30 belt grinder from Harbor Freight. My parents bought me for Christmas a year and a half ago. And then I also run an angle grinder. Ooh, that would be nice. What if it was like a fancy what if it was like a, I don't know, twisted mosaic or something? That'd be cool. What if it had like a multi-piece handle, like burl and stuff? That would be nice. A multi-piece burl handle. That was the biggest flying ant I have ever seen. Eli, quick question for you. What type of floor dryer are you running? Like you use a gas or a V4 or a... That would be pretty cool. You know what would be also cool is if you make a mosaic, then you twisted it, Then you raindrop to that. That would be cool. Better look out, Ian might be getting ideas for his next video. Ooh, my favorite thing to forge. That's a good question. So, I really like making knives. I'm a boy. I do that. At the same time, though, bottle openers are really, really fun. And then leaves. It's a four-way tie, probably, between like between probably leaves, bottle openers, knives, and then like either forge welded and twisted hooks, which I might do a video about that here in a little bit, or wall hooks. It's like a plaque with two hooks hanging off of it. But probably knives, just because they're fun. Knives are hooks, because knives are fun and leaves sell well. Dang it. Ugh. Nice. Crowbars are a very interesting thing to forge because not that many people are looking for a hand-forged crowbar. But at the same time, they're like really useful to make. No, William, that sounds pretty good for supper. Thank you for asking me that on the public live stream. Thank you very much. Especially if you keep the railroad spike head on that. Just advertise it as a railroad spike. A railroad spike crowbar. Let's see here, hold on, I'm missing something. Great today, actually. So you don't want to price your work too cheap. I'm assuming you run propane, a gas forge of some sort. And so you want to price it so that you can make money, enough money to at least pay for your propane, work on paying whatever you spent on anvil and hammer and tongs, and whatever you spent on railroad spikes. Not all at once, because that'd be hundreds of dollars. But that'd be hundreds of dollars worth you're selling your thing for. But just take for an example, the forge I'm using right now, homemade forge. The I-beam is a piece of I-beam. I think it's 12-inch or 10-inch I-beam. I got gifted from a welding shop. It was scrap, but if I were to buy it, it would cost. Right. Well, if I had to buy that I-beam, it would cost me probably $20 to get that piece. That might be a little high. Plus, I have the square piping on it. That's probably another $20. I got at least $10 worth of fire brick. It's $5 worth. That's probably another $20 worth of metal on the side of it. And then the fire pot and blower were that really cheap fire pot or coal forge on Amazon. That's $100. Plus I have the tweer and the duct work. It's probably another about $5. The ducting was maybe closer to 11. But you call that, just call it $200 or $300. This hammer we bought at an auction. Bought places. That anvil is hot. We bought the head. I've replaced the handle now. We bought it at an auction, along with a whole bunch of tongs. I think we paid. I don't think it's more than $50 for bunches of tongs, hammer, ladle, and stuff. But so my hammer is a couple of bucks. This anvil, at the time I bought it, I was a broke son of a gun. I think I spent 40 or 50 bucks on it. It was supposed to be 50 pounds. It's not 50 pounds, but it's a cheap cast iron anvil. But it cost me 40 bucks, 50 bucks, somewhere in there. And then, so add everything together, call it $400. Well, I would need to sell either $400 items to make my money back, or I would need to sell $400 items, or 8 $50 items, etc. and so forth to make my money back. And then if I want to make profit off of it, I have to either sell more or make more. If my leaf spring, if I sell it for the typical $51.60 price, then that's a good chunk of change. Versus if I'm just, if I count it as free. Actually, no. My neighbors think it's totally awesome. Especially considering that neighbor's giving me lawnmower blades. That neighbor no longer lives there. Those neighbors are chill. And the ones across the street really don't give a crap. Mr. Andy's really cool. He's one of the neighbors. And they have no reason to get mad at me. They have boomstick ranges in their backyard. Because I'm in the South. It's a genuine drop forged knife. I'm such a comedian. Son of a biscuit. My wedge is just unblown out. That would be a big hefty hammer. You could almost stamp it. Though, I wonder if you could make dies under a big enough power hammer. I would assume that that's actually what they do for drop forging. But you just get a big power hammer, like what Will Stelter had. A Beaudry or something. I bet you could make a set of dies for it. That would just... Especially you could make a set of dies for like a Beaudry or something. A big enough hammer that when you smashed it, it would make the shape. Okay, I haven't watched that video yet, I don't think. Okay, I got a question for you. Because I don't have a good answer, so I'm gonna ask y'all. This is how we're looking. Come on. Come here. Let's see if I can cool this off enough to touch. So, this is where we're at right now. Got a blade and a nice thick tang up to here. Would it make more sense to make this flat and turn it into a guard, or pull it out into a scroll? Did you guys see that? No, I haven't seen that one yet. I meant to, but I haven't gotten to it yet. What do y'all think? Flatten it into a guard, or turn it into a scroll? Guard? Alright. Guard it is. Okay, this can be an unpopular opinion, but I don't care. The 16-ounce ball peen hammer from Harbor Freight, it's like the best beginner hammer. It's light enough that you're not gonna hurt yourself, and that smaller people can use it, but you can still get work done if you're a bigger person. It's a really ergonomic handle, and it just flies. It's amazing, but it's small enough that you can not hurt yourself, but big enough you can get work done. It's an amazing little hammer. My recommendation is you take the varnish off and you oil it and off the handle, that way you don't get blisters. I think it's like $7 out Harbor Freight, or at least it is down here. Well, what's the thing the ads say? Price may vary by location. It just flies. Hey, Joseph. Hold on, I gotta back this up. Let me see. I bet it does. Well, what type of tornado zone? Like, do you mean you got one going on right now? Or like, you might have one going on? One tornado touched down a mile west of me. Wowzers! So where are you at then? Alabama, Mississippi area? We got 3 people watching it. Okay, what shape should we make this guard? Cause like I can just make it any shape on the grinder, but I think it'd be really cool. Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock. I mispronounced that horribly, didn't I? Texas. That's cool. I mean, not cool that you're in a tornado watch, but cool that you're in Texas. I'm meaning for the actual guard itself. That was a huge mop. Anyway, I mean like the shape of the guard. Do we want it to be like just flat, pointy, reverse taper? We can do a lot of that on the hammer or with the hammer and anvil. Right now I'm just working on cleaning up right before the guard. Alright, well we're just gonna give it a roll then. We're just gonna make some. I think I'll put a little bit of a point on it and then I'm gonna fine it out and turn it into a guard. I think also it's probably a little bit too thick to quit. Oh, that's on fire. My most recognizable quote. I think it's a little bit too thick to quote, but oh, that's on fire. Well, thank you, Eli. Eli, one more thing before you go. Quick question for you. Have you ever heard of a shotgun start tractor? Alright, see you, Eli. This is 5160 leaf spring. It's an old knife I'd been working on, and I just decided to give it a new life, for lack of a better term. It's an old knife that I didn't like and I wasn't getting anywhere on, so I decided to turn it into a blacksmith's knife. Okay, question for y'all. Have y'all heard of NC Tool Co. and their gas forges? And if so, what do y'all think about them? NC Cavalry, good ones. Okay, what about the Whisper forges? I've been looking at the Whisper Mama and the Whisper Knife Maker. Alright, we're gonna start forging up this. I know you're probably busy dealing with tornado and stuff. Oh wait. Okay. I'm thinking about getting the 2-burner. I think I was gonna get the 2-burner Whisper Mama. I don't know if they make a 3-burner. And then I was gonna get probably the 2-burner Whisper Knife Maker. What do you mean you lose your heat? Like the steel sucks it all up, or what? to like just big chunks of steel that have a chance to slick the heat out quicker. Yeah. Wrap it up. Okay. I'm gonna have to go here in just a few minutes, guys. So.
See what we got right. 3 burners is a good
I have not worked with any of those. Okay, the single burner, the Whisper Baby. Is that what the single burner is? The Whisper Baby? Okay. I'm gonna try to get this little guard piece fit up a little bit better. Have y'all watched the new video that came out? I uploaded it today. It's a good thing I don't live in California. It's just me showing the little bit of lead I was messing with the other day. I know lead's dangerous and all that, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. It just speeds up and liquefies. I'm not saying you should do it because YouTube might get mad at me for saying you should go play with lead, but it's kind of fun. But a friend of ours had some lead he needed purified, so I took care of that. It's kind of fun. Ironically, it almost smells like vanilla. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, I've got to go, guys, because it is almost 10 o'clock over here, and dinner is inside, and my mom's starting to get a little bit mad at me. Well, probably not mad at me, but Mom told me it's time to go inside. So we're gonna put the blades we've been working on in the fire. And then got the blacksmith's knife. I've got the buoy thingy. Yes, that's true. It's kind of fun to make musket balls from. Anyway, that's still hot. I don't know what I was thinking. I was gonna get that situated so it kind of anneal. Just to help anneal it, sort of. And then that would be that. Make sure all my tools are put away and all that jazz. Away-ish. Make sure nothing else is on fire, you know, that sort of stuff. The ash off. That's really fun to do, by the way, hitting a fire with a leaf blower. Anyway, I think that'll do it for this stream. Thank y'all for hanging out and for watching for my first stream. I've got to go, so sooner or later I'll be uploading a live stream. Hey, that'd be real fun. I'd probably hop on that. Anyway, thank y'all for hanging out. We'll see y'all next time. I might do a stream tomorrow about finishing up this knife. So we'll see y'all then. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.